Welcome to Viveka's PU Science College Budhwal online classes. In our today's class, we will discuss the grammar part, and in grammar, we discuss the letter writing and passage, and also we'll see the language function. So, we will begin the letter writing part of grammar. Before we could begin the letter writing grammar part, let me tell you that you all are very much familiar with writing a letter, because this part of grammar is being asked to you from 5th standard. So you all know how you have to write the letter. Even then, as a duty of a lecturer to teach a letter writing format to the students, thought of explaining you the letter writing. So, let us see the letter writing grammar part. Letter writing. Letter writing is a message. Writing a letter is nothing but a message which we convey to the receiver. If we want to convey a message to the receiver, we use the mode called letter writing. Letter writing conveys our message to the receiver to whom we give or forward our letter. And in this letter writing, we have two types. There are two types of letters. You already have studied and also have written letter writing grammar part in your high school and in your primary. And the same grammar part here in first PU you have for how many marks? For 5 marks. So now the point of ours is types of letters. As you all know, there are two types of letters. One is personal letter and the other is official letter. And personal letter is written to the family members or relatives and friends. And the other one is official letter, which we write to the officials and business people. Official letter is written for officials and business sake. We write official letters to the superiors. So these are the two kinds of letters, and in your examination will not be asked which letter, personal letter. You are asked what official letter to be written for 5 marks. It's a very, very important question of your examination. If you know to elaborate your letter properly, blindly, you will get how many marks? 5 marks in your examination. And And in your exam, you are asked official letter, which means we have to concentrate on which letter? Official letter, which is written to the officials and businessmen. And in official letter, again we have how many types? The types of official letter are 7. In official letter, again we have 7 types of official letters. And they are, the first one is leave application. The first official letter is leave application, which you all have written in your high school, seeking a leave from the principal or the headmaster. So, the first type of official letter is leave application, in which we ask the leave from our superiors. The second one is application for TC or MC. The second one is application for transfer certificate, TC, transfer certificate, MC, migration certificate. Second official letter is an application which is written to issue TC or else migrant certificate. Is an important most of the time. This official letter only is being asked in your first PU annual examination. So, should be very alert on this application for TC or MC. And the next type of official letter is application for opening or closing or transfer of a bank account. The third official letter is an application which is written to be opened or closed or to be got transfer of your bank account in the bank. And the next official letter is complaint letters. If you want to complain some higher authorities regarding their demeanor or their goods quality or something else, there you have to add which letters? Complaint letters. And the next official letter is letter seeking information. In letter seeking information, you can seek the information of anything from anybody. It might be from the businessman, it might be from salesman, it might be from the manager of any banks, it might be from the educational institutes, it might be from even the tutors. So such kind of letter is called as what? Letter seeking information, which is again what it is? Official letter. And the sixth official letter is letter giving information. And more official letter is letter in which you can give information which you want to convey to somebody. Such kind of letter is also called as what? The official letter. And the last official letter is invitation letters. Invitation letters are also comes in official letters. If you want to invite any higher authority to attend your birthday party, there you have to go with which letter? Invitation letter. So this is how these all 7 letters help us as official letters to convey the message from oneself to the other. So these are the types of letters. Now we will see what elements we have to follow to write a letter. So now let us see what elements we have to see to write an official letters. So here an official letter includes how many elements? 8 elements. Elements, points. ಒಂದು ಔಪಚಾರಿಕ ಪತ್ರವನ್ನ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂಶಗಳ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿರಬೇಕು? 8 ಅಂಶಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. We have to remember 5 elements of points to elaborate an official letter. So now let us see what are those 8 elements which help us to present our official letter more attractive. So the first one is sender's address. In your old language it is called as from address. ಮೊದಲಿಂದಲೂ ನೀವು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿರೋದು ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು? From address. First point which you have to remember when you start writing an official letter is sender's address or from address. The official letter of yours must begin with from address or sender's address. Thereafter, first what you have to do? You have to write the sender's address, which is the from address. Then the second element is the date. After writing sender's address or from address, you have to leave one line. Below that line you have to mention the date. First element is sender's address. Second point is the date. And I even want you to know that whenever you write the official letter, you must begin your official letter from next to the margin. The format of computerized letter writing is changed. ಮೊದಲು ನಾವು ಲೆಟರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀತಿದ್ವಿಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಟು ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತಿದ್ವಿ. ಬಟ್ now that format had changed. Everything we have to write at the left next to the margin, irrespective of from and to address. Margin next ನೇ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ರೈಟಿಗೆ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್, ಲೆಫ್ಟಿಗೆ ಟು ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್. ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮೆಟ್ ಏನಾಗೈತಿ ಈಗ ರದ್ದಾಗೈತಿ. ಸೊ sender's address comes next to the margin. Thereafter should leave a line, then should write the date. After mentioning the date, again you have to leave a line. Now let us see what the next point is to be followed, to be written up an official letter. The third point is inside address. Inside address means to address. Inside address is to address. After writing the date, after leaving a line, you should write what? To address. From next to the margin. Don't forget, first point is from address. Second point is date. Third point is to address. Let us go to the next point. Next point is salutation. Salutation, greeting. With what? Dear sir. Should leave one line. Sorry. After writing to address, again you have to leave one line. After leaving one line, there comes what? The salutation. So, in salutation what we do? We greet by dear sir, or else by dear madam, or else you also can write only sir or madam. You can leave respected sir. Respected sir or respected madam had become old format. In your version, you can salute with dear, or you can even salute barely with sir or madam. This is the fourth point in which you have to follow to write an official letter. Let me repeat. The first one is from address or sender's address. Then comes the date. Then comes to address. Then comes salutation. Thereafter let us see which point we have to follow. The next point is body of the letter. Before we could go to the next point, here in the bracket it is given that subject line and reference line are optional. If your letter needs the subject and reference, if your letter needs the subject and the reference, you also have to write subject and reference below the salutation. Below the salutation, what comes? Subject comes. If you need reference, reference also comes. Thereafter comes who, The next point, which is body of the letter. Thereafter comes what? Body of the letter. So now here you have to explain the information in detail. In which part? Body of the letter part. That is the fifth point which you have to remember to elaborate an official letter. Next one is, the next element is complementary clause. After writing the letter, then comes what? Complementary clause. Thank you. Most of the students, they write thanking you. Thanking you is wrong. When there comes a complementary clause in the letter writing, you write thank you. Then in the complementary clause, there also comes the words called your obedient student. After complementary clause after complementary clause of thank you, there comes what? There comes, you must leave again 1 or 2 lines here, then should write your obedient student, or else yours faithfully, yours obediently, yours sincerely, yours trustworthy. When you write yours, there yours should not take apostrophe. So these all care must be taken by you when you write an official letter. So in complementary clause element, we have to write thank you, and the complementary clause words like you are obedient student, or you are obediently, you are faithfully, you are sincerely, you are trustworthy, so on and so forth. And thereafter, let us see what point it comes. There comes your signature. The next point of complementary clause is your signature. After complementary clause, means after thank you and after you are obediently, you are sincerely, such words, what you have to do is, you have to make your signature. There comes what? The signature of yours. That too at the left next to the margin. I hope you are getting. Soon after these words of complementary clause, you have to put your signature. And after putting your signature in bracket, you have to write your initial. If possible, mention the date. Wherever you sign, not only in official letter I am talking about, wherever in general in your life you are asked to sign, you remember that you must write the date. So, then comes signature after complementary clause, which is the seventh element, which helps you to elaborate your official letter attractively. And if you write initial, that sounds good. And the last element, which is used in official letter, is enclosure. Enclosure means if you want to write an application to seek a job, you are needed to enclose your biodata with your official letter. So, eighth point is enclosures if you want to attach with your official letter. So, these are the points which you have to remember to write an official letter to grab 5 marks in your examination. So let us once again glance the points which help you to elaborate your official letter. The first point is sender's address, which is from address. Second point is the date. Third point is inside address. Fourth one is salutation. Below the salutation, subject line and reference line are optional. If you want or if you feel it is needed in your letter, should be mentioned. If not, not necessary. In invitation letter, won't be necessary. So likewise, they are optional. Then body of the letter, then complementary clause, then comes your signature, then comes enclosures to attach. If you remember these points with subject, you can write your official letter wonderfully. So now let us see an example for letter writing, that too for official letter. Let us see the example for official letter writing. So here one question is written, on that a letter is presented. Neha Gupta resides at Gandhinagar, Bangalore. She has passed SSLC. She writes a letter to the headmaster of her school, Swami Vivekananda Vidyalaya, Gandhinagar, Bangalore, requesting her to issue her school leaving certificate. The question is, Neha resides in Gandhinagar in Bangalore and she has completed her SSLC and she writes a letter to the headmaster of her school. The name of the school is Swami Vivekananda Vidyalaya, which is there in Gandhinagar and in Bangalore. She requests her principal or the headmaster to issue her what? School leaving certificate, which means you have to write an application to issue what? The TC. So when you get such question in your examination, you have to remember all 8 points which will make you to write official letter effectively and should present your letter. So already I have written the letter of the same subject. Let us glance on that. First, I took what here? The sender's address. Here the sender is who? Neha Gupta. And her address is, she stays. Where? Gandhinagar in Bangalore. So, from address, you have to write the sender address completely. Neha Gupta, Gandhinagar, Bangalore is the first point. Next point is the date. Have left one line, written the date, and have left one line again. And then the next point of our official letter is inside address. Inside address is to address, to whom Neha has to write the letter, has to be written in this point. Inside letter point. To whom she has to write? She has to write her letter to the headmaster. And the address of the headmaster is Swami Vivekananda Vidyalaya. Swami Vivekananda Vidyalaya, Gandhinagar, Bengaluru. So inside address or into address, to whom the letter is written has to be written. So here the headmaster, Swami Vivekananda Vidyalaya, Gandhinagar, Bangalore. So after writing this, the next point comes. Which one? The salutation. Saluting with sir or madam or dear sir or dear madam. After saluting, there comes subject line and reference line, which are optional. Here we need what? The subject line, because Neha has to request her principal to issue what? Her TC. So in the subject, we have to write for what we are writing the letter. The subject is request for school transfer certificate. She requests for which transfer certificate? School transfer certificate. And after subject, the next point is what? Body of the letter. In body of the letter, the matter has to be explained in brief. So let us see how it is elaborated here. With reference to the above subject, I, Neha Gupta, a 10th standard student of your school, during 2013 and 14, request you to issue my what? Transfer certificate. For what reason? In order to seek admission in where? SDVS College, which is there in Bengaluru. And I have passed my SSLC examination in March 2014. And my number, Admission number is 107/2011 and 12. So with these details, the body of the letter has to be written. After body of the letter, kindly do the needful and oblige has to be written to show their kindness. So in body of the letter, we also have to include this: kindly do the needful and oblige the letter. Then there comes what? The complementary clause in the letter. In the complementary clause, the seventh point, where you have to write thank you. After writing thank you, there comes the respectable words called yours obedient student, you are faithfully, according to your convenient, you can write, and there comes what? The signature. Sixth point is complementary clause, seventh point is signature. And after putting your signature, the letter will get end. If you write an application for job, the eighth point, encloser's point, will be required to you. If not, it is not necessary. This is what the letter writing will be asked for 5 marks in your first PU examination. The same letter writing you have even for second PU. But there you have to add one more point, which is encloser's point. That we will discuss in second PU session. Now let us go to the passage for comprehension. Now let us see the next grammar part, which is passage for comprehension, which is a wonderful grammar part which will make you to get how many marks? 10 marks. You can grab 10 marks from the passage for comprehension. In your high school you had paragraph reading and writing the question set of the paragraph. There you had only 5 marks for the paragraph, but here in your first PU as well as in your second PU, you have a passage for not for 5 marks, but for how many marks? But for 10 marks. Here in this question, in the question paper, you will be given a passage on a biography or on autobiography or some historical events, or it would be given a moral story, or it will be given a short story, or it will be given some scientific event from which you have to write 10 questions. A passage, a lengthy passage will be given in the question paper. Carefully you have to read the passage, and when you attempt this grammar part, the first thing which you have to remember is you must read what? The questions. Before you could begin reading the passage, you must read the questions. After reading the questions, you must start reading the passage. And when you read the passage, must know what the key words reading the passage. If it's possible, underline those keywords from pencil. And should not stop. Should not stop at new words. When there comes a new vocabulary, you stop reading and start glancing the word. That should not be. You must read the before or after word of the new word. By the help of before and after word of the new word, you must try to understand the new word and should continue your reading. If that happens, your time will not be wasted. And with these points, you have to read the passage. And if you read the passage carefully, if you are good in reading, the reading will help you to reason very fast. The quick reasoning of yours will make you to understand the theme. You must understand what the theme of the passage. If the theme is understood, within 8 minutes, within 8 or 10 minutes, according to me, I want you to finish this 10 marks question in 7 or 8 minutes. If you understand the theme well, it helps you to attempt this question in 7 or 8 minutes. And here 5 questions will be asked. Very easy ones. In 10 questions, 5 questions will be easy ones. 3 questions will be reasoning ones. And 2 questions will be asked on affixes. Affixes, adding a small words before or after the root word to get new word. A bit complicated, isn't it? So, for that, you will be asked 2 marks. With this, if you attempt the passage, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ನಾಗನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾವ್ರಿ? 10 marks you will get. ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ನಾಗಿಂದು ಏನೂ ಕೇಳಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್ನಾಗಿಂದನ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು. ಇದ ಪ್ರಿಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಫಿಕ್ಸಸ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವೊಕ್ಯಾಬ್ಯುಲರಿ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ಬಂದಿರ್ತೈತೆ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್ನಾಗ. ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆಂಟನಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಿಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಅನ್ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಪ್ರಿಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಹೊಸ ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಅಂತದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇರ್ತತಿ. ಒಂದು ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರು, ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರ. ಆ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನಾಗ ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಕಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ ಸೂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತೈತಿ? ನೌನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತೈತಿ. ಆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನೌನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಗೆ ತರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲಿ? TION ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಸಪರೇಷನ್ ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಇದ್ದದನ್ನ ಸೆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ? ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ನೌನ್. ಸೊ ಇಂಥ ಗ್ರಾಮರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದು ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ 8 questions will be from the passage only. Word class affixes. By the help of affixes, if you attempt word class, the matter of 10 marks will be over. So, I hope you will easily understand the passage and grab 10 marks from the passage. If offline classes begin, we will work at least 5 or 6 passages in the class. which might even make you more confident to fetch 10 marks from passage for comprehension. So in the next class, we will see the language function from which you will be asked dialogue writing and match the following. Dialogue writing will be asked for 4 marks, whereas match the following will be asked for 5 marks. So in our next class, we'll study the grammar content to fetch 9 marks. See you in next class.